This is why narcissists want you to feel miserable, because they're simply dirty, evil people. You've probably interacted with a narcissist at some point in your life, whether they manifested as a jealous coworker, an angry employer, a mother who was overly proud of her daughter's recent triumphs, or an enticing online date who vanished without a word. Talking to a narcissist can make the other person feel inferior, used, unworthy, rejected, stupid, or debased. It's possible that narcissists' grandiose behavior is a defense strategy for their insecurity. They may struggle with self-assurance, be overly sensitive to criticism, and stress out unnecessarily over their relationships and standing in society. First of all, please accept my greetings and my best wishes to all of you. Here we'll take a look at a destructive pattern commonly found in narcissists and explain why eliminating it is crucial in addressing the root cause of narcissists, and especially covert narcissists. The more we rationalize and excuse their actions, the more sickening they become to us, and the more their way of life harms them. Their greatest weakness is their inability to deal well with difficult situations or difficult people, and this leads to a lot of negative feelings being repressed. Narcissistic traits tend to be passed down from generation to generation. Narcissistic parents will act as if nothing negative has ever happened in the family, especially if a dispute doesn't directly involve the child. They avoid getting professional help or talking about it with their kid because of the shame they feel they would receive if they did so. Parents can protect their children from emotional harm by pretending as though everything is fine. Because of the obvious dangers to one's health, it is recommended that you steer clear of this. Similarly to how your parents could have told you, don't be hard on yourself. Instead, pick yourself up, give yourself a huge grin, and go back out into the world. This sentiment is reminiscent of that. The inclination to bottle up painful feelings and avoid talking about difficult topics can have detrimental effects on one's mental and physical health. Narcissists are to blame because they engage in such behavior, not just toward themselves, but also toward those who are close to or in their care. This is because they're preoccupied with maintaining the fiction of their false identity, which shields them temporarily from ridicule and condemnation, but ultimately leads to their demise. Nonetheless, covert narcissists have a strong desire to portray themselves as heroic altruists who prioritize the needs of others over their own. Yet, if there is reason to believe they're not who they say they are, the situation becomes complicated. If you get past their superficial niceness, you'll see that they're actually quite obnoxious. It's a wonder they've made it this far after learning how much resentment and hostility each of them has buried for so long. But that's where we come in. Studies suggest that just having someone to vent to can have a beneficial effect on your health and longevity. Covert narcissists have a much higher chance of survival after they've found someone to mistreat and dominate within their realm. Imagine an elderly covert narcissist who is only still around because of the pain others have endured. As overt narcissists and other openly toxic people are more forthright with their poisonous tendencies, they have a significantly greater survival rate than their covert counterparts. In reality, the covert narcissist cares solely about themselves, but they will pretend to care about others by going to great lengths to win their acceptance. They're worn down by the constant torrent of criticism, and their acceptance of their fate is what will kill them. Covert narcissists frequently employ the victim card in an effort to win our sympathy, trying to get us to believe a falsehood: we won't help them. Attempting to treat them as if they were something they're not is ridiculous. They've done a fantastic job of keeping their identities a secret. Since we are at a loss for words in the face of a never-ending supply of love bombs and evaluations, we rarely engage in verbal exchange with them. People are generally good at controlling their feelings, but too much time has passed since we should have addressed the problems in our relationship. Outwardly, everything seems to be in order, but to do so would mean sacrificing a part of our identity. To add insult to injury, the longer we stick to this lifestyle, the less likely it is that we will be able to see it for what it is in retrospect. Being in close quarters with a narcissist is detrimental to your health because you will begin prioritizing their wants and needs over your own. It is assumed that the narcissist's demands are detrimental to our well-being. Narcissists are masters of finding and playing on our weaknesses. Narcissists may get encouragement from those who understand their struggles. Without us, they have no one to exploit or abuse. Only when they've managed to break us and make us miserable will they be able to feel proud of themselves. They need to let out the dreadful feelings they've been suppressing if they want any chance of survival. Covert narcissists must find it extremely challenging to maintain their pretense in the face of persistent criticism from those they hold in contempt. Putting on masks and pretending to be somebody else all the time can't be simple. I don't let them off the hook because this is a flaw in their character that every narcissist has. And we must fight the temptation to hold grudges because the victim's bitterness can give rise to rage, even if the victim has been geographically distant from the narcissist for a very long period, but still has very clear memories of the pain and betrayal inflicted by the narcissist. Disagreements and resentments must be laid aside, and forgiveness must be extended. Only by letting go can one move on and find peace. The narcissist will still love us despite the harm they've caused through their abuse. Carrying around resentment and hostility will just attract more of the same from the outside world. Not because we have a duty to feel sorry for the plights of others, but rather because doing so would make our own troubles much worse. It's not just mentally and emotionally damaging, also harmful to our bodies and souls, so we need to safeguard ourselves against narcissists and the distressing feelings that may arise from being around them. When hope for a better future fills our hearts once again, we will know that our efforts have not been in vain. Be upbeat and show the narcissist that the fires they extinguish will come back even bigger and better than before. It is acceptable to show your feelings, even if they're unfavorable. If you're not truly happy, don't act as though you are. Never, ever try to pass yourself off as someone you're not. Figure out how to feel better with the pain. Not facing up to the facts because of how it might affect you is unacceptable. If you keep being yourself, people will start to accept you again. Perseverance is a skill that can be applied in a variety of situations. Narcissists or otherwise, we shall not be deterred. The time you spent waiting for us is greatly appreciated. Please accept my sincere apologies if you found this to be unhelpful. Please share your reactions and ask questions about this topic in the comments section. Your presence here is greatly appreciated.
So let's summarize today's video. Do you know someone who makes you feel inferior, unworthy, or rejected? Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? Narcissists are known for their grandiose behavior, which can be a defense mechanism for their insecurity. However, their actions have a much deeper root cause. Today, we just learned more about narcissistic behavior and why it's crucial to eliminate it. Narcissists have a destructive pattern that's harmful to themselves and those around them. Their inability to deal with difficult situations or people leads to repressed negative feelings. Narcissist traits tend to be passed down from generation to generation. Narcissistic parents act as if nothing negative has ever happened in the family, avoiding professional help or talking about it with their children due to the shame they would receive. This is a dangerous pattern that needs to be stopped. Bottling up painful feelings and avoiding talking about difficult topics can have detrimental effects on one's mental and physical health. Narcissists engage in such behavior not just toward themselves but also toward those who are close to them. They are preoccupied with maintaining the fiction of their false identity, which leads to their ultimate demise. Covert narcissists have a strong desire to portray themselves as heroic altruists who prioritize the needs of others over their own. However, this is just a facade, and they are actually quite obnoxious. Studies suggest that just having someone to vent to can have a beneficial effect on your health and longevity. Covert narcissists have a much higher chance of survival after they've found someone to mistreat and dominate within their realm. It's important to remember that narcissists are masters at finding and playing on our weaknesses. They may get encouragement from those who understand their struggles. Without us, they have no one to exploit or abuse. Only when they have managed to break us and make us miserable will they be able to feel proud of themselves. However, we must fight the temptation to hold grudges, as the victim's bitterness can give rise to rage. Being in close quarters with a narcissist is detrimental to your health because you will begin prioritizing their wants and needs over your own. It's crucial to eliminate narcissistic behavior to protect yourself and others. It's time to stop rationalizing and excusing their actions and instead focus on addressing the root cause of their behavior. It's time to break the cycle and end the harm caused by narcissistic behavior. Please share your thoughts and experiences about this topic in the comment section below if you have anything to add. Your presence here is greatly appreciated, and thank you for watching this video.